Good morning, Vikings. My name is Cameron Sloboda, and welcome back to another episode of VTV Live. Today, we'll be covering some general updates, some world news, a showcase of the All Students Against Prejudice Club, a history of elections, and finally, a senior spotlight on Ayden reading. Stay tuned, Vikings, because we have a spectacular show for you today.
I got you going so far, keep running away from me. You said you know who you are, you keep it so sweet.
Are you recording? All right. Okay, welcome to your 2020s band. Welcome to your 2020s band. Welcome to your 2020s band. Welcome to your 20s band. Welcome to your 20s band.
I'll admit it, I've been wanting.
On Friday, November 13th, there will be a drive-in movie at the VHS Theater. Patrons will have to stay in their cars and follow social distancing regulations. Audio will be played through your car's radio, and choir will be performing. Tickets are $20 each and can be purchased at brownpapertickets.org. If you have any questions, please contact cmocha@heartdistrict.org. With so much happening every day, it's important to stay informed on what's going on in the world. With that being said, let's take it to Janelle with some world news.
Good morning, Vikings. My name is Janelle Marquez, and here I am to report this week's world news. In Southern California, we are having cool, comfortable, and breezy weather, while in the Philippines, that simple breeze has turned into a devastating typhoon. Typhoons are not uncommon for the Philippines, especially during the height of typhoon season. However, Typhoon Goni was classified as a super typhoon. In order for a storm to be classified as a super typhoon, it must reach sustained wind speeds up to 150 miles per hour. Goni reached peak wind speeds up to 190, which is among the highest recorded in typhoons. An estimated 2 million people were in the path of the storm, and it just barely hit Manila, the capital of the Philippines. Unfortunately, the Bicol region of the Philippines was the hardest hit. In particular, the Albay region was reported to have the most deaths out of the 20 people confirmed dead. We wish the utmost safety for the family of the Philippines. Over in Madagascar, a lost species of chameleon was recently found again after a whole 100 years later in the northern western region of Madagascar named Voltsko's chameleon. Several of these reptiles were spotted during a targeted expedition. Researchers from Germany and Madagascar announced in a research paper published recently, "Our planet is probably facing the beginning of an enormous extinction of species, often referred to as the sixth mass extinction. Rediscoveries of lost species are very important as they provide crucial data for conservation measures and also bring some hope amidst the biodiversity crisis." Voltsko's chameleons are hard to find because of their very, very short lifespan, which only lasts a few months during the rainy season. These chameleons live in areas that are not easily accessible in the wet season, making it even more difficult for scientists to study them. The chameleons live along the coast between Concepci and Solala, as well as Antrima, a new protected region in the Madagascar suffering from slash and burn agriculture and wildfires that pose the risks to the animals. Experts are still looking to learn more about the species, including its conservation status and the life history. Taking into Thailand, thousands of pro-democracy protesters are continuing their efforts in order to reform the Thai monarchy. The protesters call for the peaceful release of 20 activists who were arrested by police. During protests, many were seen holding a three-symbol salute, which has been deemed a symbol of the protest movement. In order to quell the ongoing protests, the government issued an emergency decree, which banned gatherings of 4 or more citizens. The decree resulted in the arrest of another 20 activists, including key protesters like Panasuya, who was dragged out of her hotel room into a police car. The protests are still continuing, with protest leader Panapong Janduk saying, "Like cornered dogs, we are fighting until our deaths." That's all the news we have for you this week, Vikings. I'm Janelle Marquez, and let's bring it back to the host.
ASB is hosting a blanket fundraiser with 25% of all purchases going back to the students. The company ships orders directly to your house, so there's no need to worry about picking up your items in person. If you're interested in ordering a blanket, click on the following link. Now, let's learn about the All Students Against Prejudice Club in this week's Club Spotlight.
Hi Vikings, I'm Samara Stamps, and this week we had the opportunity to join a Zoom call with Valencia's one and only ASAP. So, hi guys, we're here with ASAP. Guys, want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Val Denibale. I am in 11th grade and I'm the president.
My name is Jalen and I am in 12th grade and I'm the vice president.
What exactly does ASAP mean?
ASAP stands for All Students Against Prejudice. So it's just a club for anybody that wants to stand up to prejudice or discrimination in the Heart District.
What can you expect at like an ASAP meeting?
Meetings typically consist of an open forum with a theme decided on prior to the meeting by the officers, where we kind of just discuss like what's been happening in our world and like things correlating with the theme of the week.
Do you guys have any exciting events coming up, or maybe your next meeting?
We've currently actually been working with Dr. Getz and multiple administrators on school-wide projects that will be branching out to the entire Hart District. So we're very excited about that. That's been a project that's been going on for about a month, and we're actually almost finished with it. So you can expect something huge to be happening.
And Katie, do you have something to say?
Yeah, our next meeting is going to be on Wednesday, the 18th, and usually the meetings are on every other Wednesday, but since Veterans Day is a holiday, then we're just pushing it back a week.
How can you join ASAP?
The ASAP Remind code is GB889E9, and the Google Classroom code is 2LTWBP2. And for any more information and any questions, and you want to talk to any of the officers, you can reach out to the Instagram, which is at VHS_ASAP.
To help affected students during these times, WISH is delivering desks to displaced students so that they may have a small place to work. You could volunteer by emailing wish@heartdistrict.org or by joining their talent show. All funds will be going to the students. Please visit the link for more information. Recently, the presidential election took place. Let's learn about the history of these elections with Maddox Paris.
America elected its first president, George Washington, in 1789 with the hopes that he would lead the nation in times of distress. Ever since the first election, the president has been elected using the Electoral College, a group of electors chosen to represent the desires of the people in their states. States have different electoral votes based on roughly their population. For example, California has the most electoral votes with 55, while states such as Alaska and Montana have only 3. In the majority of the elections, the winner of the popular vote and Electoral College vote have been aligned. However, there are exceptions, as seen in the election of 2016, where Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton won the popular vote but lost the electoral vote to Donald Trump. There have already been 59 presidential elections, including Tuesday's election. But what made this election different from all the other ones was that it was held during a pandemic, which made it very difficult for a lot of candidates to go out and give out speeches, and it was tougher on voters. During this year's election, President Trump may have had some complications with COVID, but eventually managed to make it back to the stage. Everyone voting has taken precautions to make sure the spread of COVID-19 does not spike. In order to do so, they have limited the number of people inside voting centers, separated each individual 6 feet apart. A large number of voters this year went a step further in preventing contact and voted by mail. New places have opened up as voting centers too, such as Staples Center and Dodger Stadium. Although the two candidates may have disagreements, they still have the determination to make America great and safe for the younger generations. Both candidates showed strong leadership and pride in their country. This year's election is a tough one. We hope that whoever wins the election will make the right choices for the nation and uphold the just ideals of America. Now let's take it back to Cameron for the rest of the show.
Attention seniors, college admission representatives are giving insight to the admissions process and life on campus. This is a great opportunity for seniors to make a connection to the college of their choice. Sign up is required to attend. Make sure you pause the video and copy the link here to sign up. Now, we'd like to take it to a spotlight on one of Valencia's outstanding seniors, Ayden Reading.
Hello, my name is Ayden Reading and I'm your Senior Spotlight. I used to want to be a professional swimmer when I was younger and in middle school and the beginning of high school. Being a professional swimmer was my dream. Now my dreams have changed a little. I hope to do a lot more with schooling rather than just going into swimming for the rest of my life. I also want to be an activist, hopefully, for human rights when I'm older as well. I'm sure as many as you guys see, there's a lot of people in this world who do not have the human rights that they should and that people should value. So human rights has been a huge passion to me because I want to make sure that everyone gets those human rights that they deserve and hopefully everyone is treated equal one day. I actually am the president and founder of the Help for Kids Club at our school, along with Julia Unez. And I also am the president of Human Rights Watch, which is an organization on our campus that works with human rights and things throughout the world. I also am co-chair for parliamentary debate on the debate team, which I absolutely love. And then I also am in Science Olympiad, which I've done since 7th grade actually. I love it so much. It is something that's been super important to me. So a huge chapter in my life that I have overcome that has made me become a better person is struggling with mental illnesses. I have ADHD, I have anxiety, and I have depression, and I was diagnosed my sophomore year. And going throughout high school, it's been super hard trying to get my work done and trying to become on time with lots of deadlines and different things. And I think a lot of the time I struggled with it because I was kind of like afraid what people would say when I did tell them that. But one thing that I kept doing was trying to raise awareness for it and see that it is normal. If it wasn't for those or the obstacles that I've gone through with mental illnesses, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't have been able to get this far. A lot of advice that I would personally give to all you freshmen out there is to make sure that you're involved, to make sure that you are involved in your campus, you hold people accountable, and you sign up for things that matter to you the most.
That's all we have for you today, Vikings. Make sure you tune in next week for another show. Bye, Vikings.